If that person had been held accountable for something before him, he wouldn't have got it from him, and he might still be here today.
A mother who lost her son to a drug overdose hopes a new law in Indiana, which just went into effect, will hold drug dealers more accountable. Under the new law, if someone sells drugs to a person who overdoses, the dealer can face up to 40 years in prison. Working for you, RTV6's Stephanie Wade shares this mother's story in hopes of deterring dealers from selling to your children.
Imagine coming home and finding your son dead from an overdose. That's what happened to Jeanette Mills 8 months ago when she found her son Tyler in their garage.
My son was working. He has a 4-year-old son. He was, involved with groups and family and was going to church with us.
But after a 6-year struggle with addiction, 23-year-old Tyler Coffey overdosed on heroin laced with fentanyl.
It's frustrating. It's frustrating.
His mother wants his drug dealer to be held accountable for the part they played in his death.
If it wasn't for them, my son would probably still be here. He got drugs from someone who laced it with something else that is deadly, and he, in a sense, killed my son. It was Tyler's choice to use it. I get that. But if there were no drug dealers, there wouldn't be anywhere to get them, and then maybe they'd have a better chance at sobriety.
A new law that took effect July 1st aims to do just that, now imposing harsher penalties on drug dealers if a person overdoses and dies on those drugs. But the Johnson County prosecutor says it's going to be difficult to prove.
Because you're going to have to actually prove that the drugs that the person delivered to the other person was actually used and was the actual cause of the death. Typically, drug users get drugs from multiple sources. There's typically not a witness to this that's going on. If the person overdosed and died, that person's not going to be a witness to us.
When Jeanette handed over Facebook messages found on Tyler's phone with alleged dealers to law enforcement, legally their hands were tied. She hopes a 20 to 40-year prison sentence will stop them.
Even if they're off the street for 5 years, 10 years, I just think of that as hundreds of kids, people that they could save.
Stephanie Wade, RTV6.